Good evening, afternoon, YouTubeites. Welcome to Letters of the Long Box, episode 35, and a very special episode of Blossom. This is not only Letters of the Long Box, but we're finally going to just do our 7,000 subs winners. So we're going to be, we're going to do the winners after we do the letters, the Q&A. So you still have time. You got about another 15, 20 minutes to enter that. The people who entered in that will get the grand prize. We'll also give other prizes for people in the live chat, just to reward people who are always in the live chat and who are not professional, contest enterer type people thingies. You know what I mean? And if Mikey has any cannonballs today, I actually have a new cannonball clip.
Oh, fantastic!
Ooh.
So I'm not saying you should.
I always have one ready for you, TiVo. So
all right. So while you guys are congregating, here's some music. So to froth up the crowd, as they like to say, as soon as I can find a good clip, I know freestyle. We always play freestyle music, man. Always. Let me see what I can play for y'all, man. I like this one. Let's rock it out some.
Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Pimp, when you're ready, your 6 minutes starts now. Check this out.
All right. Ooh. Rocking out. Say what's up to the good people, Justin.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Lords of the Long Box, 7,000 subscriber giveaway. We had to do this twice, basically, right? We hit the 5,000, and then we're like, doing it again. So
such a grind, man. Sometimes. Yeah. Mikey Sutton, say what's good to the people.
Yeah. I have to say, this show rocks harder than any comic book show out there. I mean, TiVo really brings out the block rockin' beats, doesn't he? Mm-hmm. And speaking of beats, I will have a cannonball tonight. So.
Oh, really?
I want it's a big one. TiVo has no. Right. Yeah, you want to get his live reaction, so.
All right. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. I really appreciate you guys for coming here. I see everybody in there, all our friends on the channel, including CT Kook, who, you know what, CT Kook, by the way, you've been talking mess on the Lords on other channels, so don't think I don't know this. So, you know what? If you don't like it, don't come in here. Don't comment. Straight up. You know what? You can kick rocks. Straight up, dude. Kick rocks. Get out. Leave. If you're going to be in here chatting up with everybody and talking and everything, and then you go on to other YouTube channels, you don't think people don't send me stuff, CT Kook? See ya. You're not going to be part of this. You're not going to win anything. But anyway, shout out to everybody in the live chat. This is the Letters in the Long Box, number 35, which is also our 7,000 subs giveaway. We've been, we've been doing this for a long time now. Just like 2 weeks, I think it's been going on. Lots of dope stuff. Shout out to all our mods. Our newest mod, my man J2 Ramirez. Josh, good to see you in there, holding it down with the wrench. JLS Comics, Discovery Bay, all the good people. Gonna keep you guys in line because guess what? We're gonna ask questions in the live chat as well. So hopefully this is for people who watch the Lords, and we're gonna ask you questions and see, and we'll get some prizes. I got about 8 or 9 slabs that you're gonna get. The grand prize winner is gonna get a KRS mystery box, 2 slabs, Grogu statue, and a cover price subscription. Is that pretty good for a grand prize winner?
I'd say yeah. And
I mean, I don't want to spread it out, but I'm just saying, if you're going to win something, you should win a lot, right?
Hell yeah. Win some good
but
stuff.
We still got some other cool stuff for people in the live chat as well. So we'll get to that as soon as we can. So let's get right to it. Mikey Sutton, are you ready?
All righty, I'm ready.
Okay, first of all, let me preface this by these things that I put up on the screen. There's only 200 character limits on it, so some of these questions are really long. So I kind of had to edit them down. So hey, if you guys can keep it to like 200 characters or less, that would be nice. Shout out to my man Kickstarter Comics, man. Always chat with them on Twitter. Good speculator and good dude in the comic book community. I see Moonlight Comics there, everybody else. So shout out to all you all, except for CT Kook, who talks out both sides of his mouth. So there you go. I don't normally put people on blast, but if I see you talking elsewhere, I don't care. But if you come on my channel, see ya. Kick rocks. That's the way we do. You know what I mean? All right, so let's get right to it. First question. Are you ready, Mikey?
Oh, yeah, let's go.
This is a nice one. I like these because these are short characters. There was one, it was like a paragraph, and I was like, oh my God, because StreamYard only allows you to put like 200 characters. So
yeah, pretend you're on Twitter when you ask these questions or something, right?
Exactly. Old Twitter, which was 140 characters, not the new one that's 280 characters or whatever it is. All right, so first question is from Thomas Morrison. All right. With all the X-Men buzz going on, are we likely to see Krakoa pop up in the MCU?
Yeah, in fact, it was scooped exactly on this show. Was it 2 years ago, TiVo, that Krakoa is on the way in the second X-Men film? That was the plan back then. They were going to enter the Savage Land. I am hearing that's still the plan, that Kevin Feige is very seriously interested in having Krakoa in the MCU. So you're going to see basically a tribute to Giant Size X-Men #1, I believe it was, right? Actually, I think Krakoa is in the first one that they're planning on. Savage Land is in the second one. Let me correct myself there.
Wasn't it... I'm trying to think which one of the Marvel shows kind of teased Krakoa. Was it... or it was Krakoa, right? It was...
I think it was Legion. I think Legion kind of...
I think
was the most
Legion,
recent one.
Oh, here's The Gifted. One of those.
Oh,
two.
yeah, maybe that.
There's only 2,
Yeah.
so Legion and The
Yeah.
Gifted are to choose from.
But we're talking like full on like regular like the comic book version of Krakoa, the kind of I guess the mutant island of Krakoa, right?
Yeah.
I mean that's a massive undertaking. If you've read that comic, that's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, so we shall see, man. So
Yeah, that's with Thunderbird. Thunderbird dies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird how they have like these weird portals and Magneto and all these kind of weird characters. I mean, the Hickman one is really, really.
Mm-hmm.
You got to read a lot of it. Hickman is wordy. Good or bad. Sometimes people don't like a lot of words to go with their pictures, but this one's got good This one you got to. my problem was when I read the Hickman run, when he did the new X-Men, I didn't pay attention like to all the little symbols and things at the end, and then they played an important part. So there you go. Thank you for the question, Thomas. Our next question comes from Comic Stash 416, friend of the channel. I'm a big fan of the Squadron Supreme. Given all these timelines, alternate universes, and Nighthawk, is there a chance the whole squadron shows up?
Yeah, they're coming. And little interesting spec for all your collectors out there. Mark Grunwald, who created the Squadron Supreme, died in, I think, 95, very young age, died in his 40s, I believe. And his ashes are in the first printing of the Squadron Supreme trade paperback. And actually says there in that printing that his ashes are in that comic book. It's pretty rare. I've never seen it in the wild. If you're going to spec on Squadron, I know it sounds morbid, but he's the guy lived and breathed comic books, and he wanted his legacy to be in that comic book. But if you're specking on Squadron Supreme, to me, that would be a book I would get because.
Yeah, I mean, Nighthawk, they've been talking about it. Yeah, Hyperion, all these other things.
They're all coming, guys.
Yeah. Dave UK Comics. Yes, you can. I believe get the Lords of Longbox shirt in the UK. Just go to thegeekyswagshop.com and you can buy a shirt off of them. And I'm pretty sure they all ship to the UK, man. So hit up the Geeky Swag Shop. They're, I guess I should just drop the link in there since I'm just so lazy. I'm like, here we go.
So yeah, if you guys are looking for, don't just buy the trade. Make sure it's the one that has it says on the front page, it says his ashes are in this edition.
That's crazy. Kind of reminds me of the Kiss book with the
blood, right?
With the blood, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a dead man.
So it's in a trade.
Yeah, the trade. The first printing of a trade, it'll say on the front page, so it says. Mark Grunwald's ashes are in the in this printing. They're in the inks. They're mixing with the inks, I believe.
Wow.
And the other editions don't have it. It's just this one printing that has it. So I don't know what it goes for. Now I'm sure if Squadron Supreme hits the MCU, that book is going to skyrocket. Even though it's a trade, it's going to skyrocket because it's the only trade of its kind.
Yeah, I can see how it's like a weird collectible, the Kiss Blood issue, that begs the question, the answer or the question, for you guys, where would you want your ashes gone?
That's a really interesting question, and with Mikey saying, I kind of want the same thing. I want to be thrown into a comic book and just put it there.
I just wanted it in a CGC slab, nothing else. Just my ashes inside of a CGC. You know what I mean? There's no comic in there. It's just ashes. Yeah, you just see ashes, almost like an etch. My ashes are like an etch a sketch in a CGC slab.
You get the little pencil and you can move it around.
All right. All right. Well. All right. CT2. I wouldn't watch it if I didn't disrespect you guys. There's this lame joke about every character getting named as Sapana. He apologizes. Okay, so all right, cool, man. Just hey, we're all just doing our thing, and try not to. I trust me. People send me screenshots of people in other shows, live chats, and comments saying stuff about us. And you know what? To me, it doesn't really bother me. But what bothers me is when people say those things and then they come in here and be buddy. We have a word for that in the streets. But I ain't gonna say it. But I accept your apology, CT.
Remember, we used to have a scooper that used to visit the chat, pretending he's a friend of ours. Remember that?
Daniel RPK.
Yeah,
Daniel RPK. Yeah.
Pretend he's buddy with us, and
here's Daniel RPK and Charles Murphy both slid up in my DMs asking me for scoops. They won't admit it to you, but I have screenshots. And just because I don't put my mess out there, but if they ever do come at me, I will show the screenshots on Twitter and blow it up everywhere. So most of these people don't even probably know who Charles Murphy and Danny RPK are, but whatever scoopers they are. But thank you for the question, Comic Stash 416. All right, the next question is, and this is JJ Bryan. No offense to you, but you asked a really long question. It took me about a good 2 minutes to edit it down because it was like way more than 200 characters. So I'll try to read it. JJ Bryan asks, is Bale doing a one and done for Thor: Love and Thunder, or Gore stick around for a bit? And could we see a Defenders movie show once we get Submariner and before Doctor Strange is replaced / killed off?
Yeah, here is an interesting answer to your first question here. I've been hearing that Bale, okay, it's kind of complicated here. Bale apparently is going to be more than one and done as an actor, okay, in the MCU. But he might not be Gore when he appears again, which means the actor could return with the character. He could be playing a different character, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, man, he's a huge actor, right? I mean, one and done. I mean, the general movie-going audience will have no idea who Gore is, and I think that's a good. What studios do well is if they have a relatively unknown character, you get a really well-known actor to play them, because then that makes the general movie-going audience more interested in them, right? Because if you have a relatively no-name actor and a relatively B-list, C-list character, nobody's gonna care, except for Drax. Maybe Drax is an exception, right? Because Drax is kind of just goofy and lovable, But I'm trying to think about. I mean, if you think about Thor, everybody knows Thor, but when the first Thor movie came out, nobody knew who Hemsworth was. Nobody knew that he got to start doing soap operas in Australia, and now look at him, right? Mm-hmm. Can you imagine him getting all yoked up and doing a soap opera? An Australian soap opera, yeah. All right, next question. Okay. Thank you for the question, JJ.
Yeah. Second question. Another interesting answer here is that likely you're going to see Submariner, Namor, and Doctor Strange in the same film, like teaming up, but they're not going to form a group as the Defenders, is what I'm hearing. Namor and Doctor Strange will be in the Illuminati. That really takes importance over, the old Defenders team. But, Feige being nostalgic comic book aficionado and historian, you're going to see a situation where those three characters are sharing a screen together. So basically, yes and no. You will see the OG Defenders, but they're not going to form a team.
Yeah, I think maybe you can't. You already have the Guardians of the Galaxy. You have the Avengers. You're gonna have the X-Men. Maybe after a while, it just maybe too many teams. You know what I mean? I'm all down for it, but how are you gonna fit all those people on Hall H stage when you announce all these you announce all these actors for these different teams? Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna have to expand Hall H just for the actors for we got a Defenders movie, we got an X-Men movie. These are the new Avengers, the Young Avengers, the X-Men, the New Mutants. Oh my God, it just goes on and on. But I'm for one, I would dig team movies. Because I think they play off each other as opposed to a lot of solo films. Sometimes it's just one and done, and that works sometimes. But hey, plus I'm a huge fan of the really trippy horror supernatural Defenders run, right? With Gargoyle and, the Son of Satan and the Devil Hunter and all those weird characters. Oh, I love that run. All right. Thank you for the question, JJ. Next question comes from a longtime offender, General Pudis. I just love saying his name. General Pudis asks, thanks for answering my question, guys. Will the Wolverine movie come out before or after Uncanny X-Men? That's $1 million question right there.
That's a great question there. It's possible that Wolverine would come out before, because the Wolverine film he'll be Weapon X still when that film opens up. And I mentioned the Hulk will be there and Alpha Flight will be after him.
But not Berserker, not Berserker Weapon X, right? Just like
Just
regular
Weapon X.
just regular Weapon X.
Yeah. So he breaks out, and so either that or the X-Men Uncanny X-Men will be released right before it. They'll be very close together, as I'm trying to say here. But everybody keeps telling me that Wolverine will kick off the storyline of the X-Men. So I think Wolverine will be first. And Scooby 4 is coming out in 2024, in November.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to go with a younger, relatively, not an A-list actor for it, or are they going to go all in and get an A-list actor?
I think they're going to go
big shoes to fill for Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. They're gonna go all in with him.
All right.
And there are candidates out there, but I don't know exactly who they're going to choose.
And I would think I think we talked about this last week. Yeah. I think any actor in Hollywood would give their left arm. Well, they left arm because then they couldn't act. But anyway, they would give anything to play Wolverine, right?
Yeah, they give both nuts, left arm. I mean, whatever it takes.
They would give up their bones to get you know what I'm talking about. Adamantium.
There we go.
Yeah, people tell me that it's too soon. Like 2024 is not too soon. That's 3 years from now. You don't want to keep holding on to these properties, like waiting for some special time when everybody's ready. Disney's not like that. We bought the Fox, and we're still holding on to these characters. What are we doing here?
Do you remember how patient we were for the Avengers film?
Oh yeah.
We had to wait for all these solo films, and then it culminated on that. But X-Men's a little bit different since they're kind of they came from a school and they're already a team, and and I think you said last time that James McAvoy was going to return as Professor X, right?
Yeah, that's who they want. They want him back.
Yeah, he's young and he has no problem shaving his head. Boom.
Yeah, no problem. he loves the role. He loves being in the role. He want a long-term Professor X. I
think he's great for the role.
Oh, he's fantastic. And Patrick Stewart doesn't want to do it anymore. Logan was his send-off, and he's really afraid of ruining that legacy. He's like, I already told my story,
Yeah, and nobody wants to see a 90-year-old Professor X.
No. And then if he does come back, how long do you have him? And then you want a longer-term
That is true. That's the dark side of Hollywood is like, hey, if we're going to get this character long-term, how old is this guy? He's 70, Samuel L. Jackson is like 60-something years old. Or that? Can you believe that?
Wow.
And he's still doing stuff. I'm like crazy, right? Man, all right. Keanu Reeves is 54 years old.
That can't get over that. I mean, he's older than me.
He looks good.
They're doing something right. All right, so thank you for the question, General Putis. Will Wang asks, is Elsa Bloodstone be introduced in the MCU as part of the Midnight Suns? Is Elsa Bloodstone's tie-in related with Magic storyline where Belasco was gathering the Bloodstones in Limbo? We were just talking about Belasco last week.
Well, if you guys have been speculating on Elsa Bloodstone for a while now, you're in luck because got some pretty big plans for that character. She will be involved in the Midnight Suns. And by the way, they're kind of tweaking the name of the group to with SUNS, like a video game.
Yeah.
Because there are female members in the group. So the Elsa Bloodstone, if you guys are specking on it, wise move. Very wise move.
We've been talking about it for a couple of years now, right, Justin? Elsa Bloodstone.
The Bloodstone book is, and that's a tough book to find.
I even have her daddy's book, first appearance of her father. Because I was like, you know what? If we get the daughter, might as well get the father too.
Might as well. You just never know, man. Marvel, how they do things.
If you guys have any questions in the live chat, please wait till after we do these questions, and then we'll get to them as soon as we can. But we still have some others. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mikey.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she's involved in magic, but I wouldn't be shocked either. I just haven't heard anything.
I think the actress that played Magic was perfect.
Yeah. Oh gosh, she was great. She was great.
They definitely need to bring her back. I think that was like the best part of the New Mutants movie. It was her, right? Her and the Soul Sword and the giant spirit bear. Spoiler, If you haven't
Oh,
seen
come on, it's been out for a long time now.
I know, but a lot of
they
people
need to
just
sign
didn't-
her. They need to sign her for like a long-term contract to stick with New Mutants.
Yeah, that's why they get these actors who are not quite a breakout star yet, and they're relatively young, and sign them on for a long contract. Do that. I mean, if you think of Scarlett Johansson is getting up there in age. Jeremy Renner. So you kind of see the transition with Hawkeye for passing it down, passing the torch. You see it with Black Widow passing the torch to Florence Pugh. Thor, he could be Thor for the rest of his life. Actually,
yeah, he would be.
Yeah, I think he loves the role. he gets yoked, and he doesn't need a muscle suit. He can show off the guns. You know what I mean? So thank you for the question, Will.
Next Belasco, they're gonna get a really, really grade A actor for Belasco. They're treating that character very, very seriously. So I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to an Oscar winner.
Oh,
that's how big they're looking at.
It'd be great as Belasco, the guy who played Agent Smith in The Matrix.
Oh God, yeah, I can see that.
Kind of a evil, he has that look to him, but people are going to see Belasco. Is that a Mephisto? No, that's the kid. No, he's the leader of Limbo. Although Belasco does look dope though in the comics. But
off topic, but how about Eclipso on Stargirl? That was so well done.
Yeah, he looked good this way.
Oh my God, that was so well done.
Yeah, Stargirl
and they've used that actor before. He was Captain Boomerang on The Flash. That's who. It's the same.
Oh, who that was?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't know. I had no idea.
Yeah, I recognize his voice. Like when I looked at him too, and you see him a little bit, you're like, he looks vaguely familiar, and it's the same guy who played Captain Boomerang, and then they got rid of him because then he had to be on the Suicide Squad. So. He was also in like Spartacus. That was on Stars. I can think of his, but a lot of those characters from Spartacus came over to the Flash and were villains.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What is it with Stargirl that we're getting all these characters that we never saw in the DCEU like we should have?
Oh my God, it's so frustrating.
The Shade. What a great actor for the Shade. He was awesome. You got Eclipso. They've set on these characters forever, Kiva.
They should have put it on the big screen. I understand that the target demographic is kind of YA, I guess maybe.
Yeah.
But at first I think this is for kiddos, but you know what? I enjoyed it. It's fun.
Yeah.
Just channel your inner youth and just watch some of these things. Don't be so what's the word? Cynical when you're old, looking back at something that's done for when people complain about stuff that and they're like, look at this, and I was like, how old are you? Why are you complaining? Do you have kids? Let your kids enjoy it. You know what I mean?
I know, seriously.
So Mikey, you saw the last episode, right?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah.
How great was the cinematography, the fighting, like when they transition from like one character to the next?
So well done. I love how it just kind of like they just kind of go across the screen, right? And
it picks up from one to the next.
Exactly.
It's the same pose. So it's like I end here, and then Stargirl picks up, and it's the exact same pose. And that was such a great fight.
It's like reading a comic book, right? You see a different panel. You have a different part of the room, right? You see something else happening.
Yeah, all the fights are really well done. It's like with Stargirl and her cosmic staff. And how they use it and everything. It's really well done. It doesn't look like a CW show. It actually looks like they spent some money on it.
It's HBO Max money as well.
Yeah, you got that HBO Max money, son. All right, thank you for the question, Will. All right, next question comes from Marvel Fan 3000. Is Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni going to erase Star Wars sequel trilogy by rebooting episode 7, 8, 9? Also, will there be a new Star Wars movie after The Rise of Skywalker?
Question number one, definitely not. That was a bogus rumor that was being distributed by a certain person in costume. No, it's completely inaccurate. Those films made billions of dollars, like them or not. They're not going to redo them. They're going to go forward with whatever new quote-unquote visions they have. Including
I see what you did there. Visions, yeah, okay. Can't wait to see that.
Including Cannonball, Timo.
Okay. All right, well, this is the new Cannonball.
All right.
And if it's big, it's a bomb.
Oh, we dropping bombs!
That's awesome.
Just really quick so I don't get a copyright ding. There you
Love
go.
it.
Fine.
Love it. That's awesome. So Knights of the Old Republic is one of the films that they
Good
have
Justin's
in
reaction.
development. Whether that's Kevin Feige's movie or not, I'm not sure yet. But they've been developing Knights of the Old Republic for a while now. It's going to get made as a trilogy. So
There's so much in Star Wars they could do.
Oh, so much,
That's
so
been
much.
written in books and comics that, that Filoni is finally saying, you know what? We could tap into this,
Yep.
Knights of the Old Republic, what is it? The comic is the High Republic, right?
yeah.
No, it's Knights of the
No,
Old
it's a
Republic.
different.
Knights
Yeah, it's
is
straight
the
up
comic?
Knights of the Old Republic is a comic. Hold on.
Yeah. I mean, there's characters there that, people put out the comics for a while, let them get to know these characters and, as opposed to, showing everything,
So behind me, I usually switch out my wall, and currently I'm running my Knights of the Old Republic and High Republic. So, yeah, here's
There we go.
There it
Coda
is.
1.
There you go.
Of course, this starts the series, and then the big book in the series, number 9. First.
That was a video game too, wasn't it? Was in the video game as well?
Yeah, it was a video game first.
Yeah, it was a video game first. No, what's the new one? From Marvel, the Marvel one.
Well, that's
High
High
Republic?
Republic, but
That's a High Republic, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the High Republic gets made as well.
Oh, no, they're
since-
developing that as well. So that's one of the ones they're developing. Was that a
That was a-
cannonball? Oh, is that a
Oh,
cannonball?
hold on, man. Hold on. You got a double cannonball.
Oh, we dropping bombs!
That's how you drop a bomb.
That's awesome.
That's a double bomb. Yeah. So there you go. It was a little late bomb, but there you go. So Knights of the Republic and Knights of the High Republic. I mean, there's a reason that they're making these comics, boys and girls. Come on, I mean, it's fodder to get people interested. I mean, nowadays we see it on the comic book side. People make comic books, and they already know they got optioned, right? I mean, we see these books move, and then you already, they look at old books. I mean, hell, we're getting a Grendel series from
That was wild. I saw that. Like,
Yeah.
what?
yeah. So, I mean, even if Denis Villeneuve, the director of Dune, poo-poos on Marvel Comics, there's still a lot of tons of stuff out there that people can do.
The guy is calling them cut and paste, yet he's doing a remake. So what happened, right?
Yeah, well, if you haven't heard, Dennis, the director of Dune, was talking about how Marvel movies are, cookie cutter or whatever, and that's fine. But he should have known that, Marvel did a Dune comic as well. So I don't know.
There you go.
Just
There
saying.
you go.
All right, thank you for the question, Marvel Fan 3000. All right, next question is from Scott Rowe. Hey guys, I have a question for Mikey. Is there any word on DC's Firestorm making return to TV or movies?
Man, I've always liked Firestorm. I love the Fury of Firestorm comic book from the early 80s, so that was a really well done book. I've been asking about him for a while now, and I haven't heard any plans at all. I think it's one of those characters you're just going to sleep on for a while. I mean, he was on a CW and Legends of Tomorrow. The problem with him on Legends is that they didn't have the budget to keep having him become Firestorm all the time, so... Yeah, it's one of those unfortunate things.
I remember my first introduction was Firestorm when he appeared on the Justice League cartoon, not Justice League, but the Super Friends cartoon. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
In one of the final seasons, Firestorm appeared, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, "What is this?" Because I was like, 7, 8 years old. I didn't know what Firestorm was, and then later on I seen. But it's interesting how they don't, it's no. For all you DC fans, don't hate me on this, but they just have a tendency to just keep on rolling out the trilogy, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. And when I say those 3 characters and the characters that orbit that character, right? We're getting another Joker, right? The Batman Who Laughs, right? We're getting a black Superman, right? We got what is it, a Brazilian Wonder Woman, and it's like, you got a ton of stable of some great characters. Like, I remember the Atom cartoon. Do you remember that? The Atom, the DC cartoon?
Mm-hmm.
From the 60s? They
yeah.
They
had Titans one too. They
had a Titans one? Yeah. I mean, there was some really weird, like, you were like, who are these characters? But I think that's the way you grow it organically. You put out an animated series, this, that, and the other, and then the next thing you know, you make a film about it. But but you definitely need a budget for a dude with a, kind of flaming head, right?
Yeah, here's the unfortunate part is that Zack Snyder wanted to produce an Atom film with Ryan Choi. And I was thinking, my guy could have done a sort of the Atom movie with Ryan Choi instead of Ray Palmer. And they turned it down because, check this out, they felt that an Asian-led superhero film wouldn't make any money at the box office. So.
Shang-Chi. Sorry, yeah.
So after Shang-Chi, it just sounds completely ridiculous. So again, with the same characters over and over again. Like, come on.
I don't know. Ray Palmer is fine, but he's kind of goofy. I mean, I think he's a good TV actor. I don't know if he could, the guy that played the Atom. Is that Brandon Routh?
Yeah, Brandon Routh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I didn't mind him as Superman. You know what I mean? But, once you get pigeonholed into TV, you're kind of stuck in TV. But you know what? TV, they call this the golden age of TV now. Because basically because of streaming, where big actors are like, you know what? There's some really good stuff on TV now. If you go on AMC or FX or any of the streaming services, you got some big actors that you're like, you wouldn't, normally just do feature films, but now they're doing TV shows on these networks or on streaming services, which is a whole new era of just consumption. And sometimes it's too much. I mean, you don't know where to find what. There's Tubi, YouTube, Vudu, Hoodoo, Vuvu. I mean, everything. I mean, it's everything. Like, somebody, and then when you watch the award shows, for like the Emmys or whatever, and they say, this has been nominated. You go, what is that? Where did you find that? I had never even heard of that thing, All right. So thank you for the question, Scott Bro. This is the last question from Multiverse Productions. Previously, you scooped that Power Girl was being considered for final season of Supergirl. However, it seems that it won't happen. So is Power Girl heading to another show?
Yeah, so Power Girl was going to be on Supergirl, but Warner Brothers stepped in and said, no, you can't use her. And so apparently they have plans for her somewhere else. I don't know where those plans are going to happen. It's probably HBO Max, I'm assuming. But they prevented her from being shown. My only question is she going to keep her costume? I mean...
I don't know if that'll work nowadays.
Maybe she'll show up on Stargirl. I mean, they've done the whole Justice Society and being from another Earth. I don't know. That's like a TV show.
But the costume with the window to her soul. You know what I mean? I don't know if that would play nowadays. I mean, hell, people were complaining about the gal that was cast for Cowboy Bebop because she didn't look the Cowboy Bebop anime has like 38 double D's, and they were just saying the act. I was like, they were like, how come she's not showing enough skin? It's like, because it's anime, you pervs, and most of you pervs are anime freaks. All right. Just Google tentacle stuff and just leave it at that. But all right, shall we get to any questions? Or you got another cannonball?
Yeah, I do. I forgot to attach it to one of the questions there, but I do have another cannonball.
Well, you know what? Let's go old school cannonball on him once. Because I love my man Ron.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball! Oh, we dropping bombs!
Twofer.
There you go. Well, it's probably a pretty big bomb here. So what I'm hearing is that I scooped that Venom and was going to be in the MCU 2 years ago on your show, Tiva. Um, and so I've been hearing that Morbius post credit is going to have something that'll tease the MCU as well. And so it's all headed towards the MCU. It's going to be very
Yeah.
interesting where this is going. I know Sony wanted Morbius in Midnight Suns. And so
Yeah, so I don't know if it's a secret anymore, but the end credits scene for Venom was leaked.
It's still a secret.
It's still a secret. All right.
It's
well,
still a secret. Let's not.
if you want to know, just Google Venom end credit scene. If you want to know, okay, I'll just leave it at that. I won't tell you what it is, and then you can see where it is. Because on Reddit, on Reddit, there's actual audio from it. So so just leave it at that.
Geek Aussie Meg, I spoiled the whole thing too. If you just want to read it.
What do you think of that Andrew Garfield deep fake? Do you think that's a deep fake? Do you think that somebody because it came out? Okay, so for those who don't know or don't follow Twitter or whatnot, somebody came out with a I guess a video of Andrew Garfield in a Spider-Man costume in what was in front of a green screen, and they showed his mouth and the head moving, and then people were trying to say, "Oh, it's showing that Andrew Garfield's going to be from." The new Spider-Man 3 film, and then people was like deep dive, and they did said no, it was a deep, because you could do really good deep fakes. Just follow my man Lou on Ages Comics of Lassa. It's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of crazy. Do you think that's a fake, or does it even matter? Because we know he's coming, right?
No, it's not a fake because, you can put a new face on him, but it doesn't explain the body, the costume, and the backgroround. No, it's Sony being Sony.
It's Tobey Maguire standing right next to him.
Exactly. No, it's Sony. Sony's trying to mindfuck all of you guys. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, so
it's working though. It's working.
Yeah, Andrew Garfield was either on Jimmy Kimmel or one of the late shows where they and they were asking him about it, and they all have this kind of like, no, it wasn't me, but you know what? Hey man, they're actors. They don't need to tell you the truth. They're not a grand jury or anything. You know what I mean? It's they have, to be honest with you, they have NDAs. They're gonna get in trouble if they say anything, right? They have contracts to say anything. So that's why all the remember when Mark Ruffalo was leaking all this stuff? Marvel had him do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The Marvel had them do that. It was just like a fun thing that they were doing. The Marvel had them do that, so that's why it's fun. All right. Now that we have the full attention of y'all, let me do this. Let's pull the grand prize runner. Then after that, we'll just kind of hang out and do some how do I filter? I hate doing this. Find, where's my filter? Filter.
What are you on that YouTube?
I got it.
Comment picker.
All right. So here's your last chance. You have 10 seconds to go.
Get it 5, in there, people.
4, 3, 2, 1.
A random comment picker.
All right. 260 people entered the contest. All right, so let me share my screen here to see who wins this swag of goodies. Okay, go full screen here. As you can see, I made sure you have to use the hashtag of LOTLB7000. There are 260 of you guys. Should we just do the first one as the grand prize winner, or do like 3 and 2 on 1?
I think we should run it at least 3 times, so the people that miss out those first 2 times are very upset with us.
No. I meant as far as we'll have multiple winners, but who should win the grand prize, the first one or the last one?
Oh, yeah, I would say the last one.
All right, so first up is a Pepper Girls 9.6. I have it here somewhere.
I gotta write that down. You write this stuff down because I know Tim's not gonna. So, get myself a piece of paper.
All right, here we go. Let me grab my stuff. My stuff.
So right now we got a Paper Girls 9.6. Paper Girls number 1.
Paper Girls. I have it in my hand right here. Paper Girls number 1, 9.6. This is going to this winner, and we're just going to run this once, okay? The winner gets a Paper Girls 9.6. So let's get right to it. Good luck, everybody. Boston Chowder. Oh, yeah. And look at his comment.
Oh, yeah, I saw
that. Boston Chowder, if you're watching the show, I don't think you're in the live chat, but you won the Paper Girls 9.6. Nope. Congratulations. Okay, next up. Paper Girls, you writing this down, right, Justin?
Yes, I am.
All right, let me show the next one up. Department of Truth, 9.2. This is the Jenny Frieson variant, I do believe, right?
Yes.
There you go. 9.2 for the winner. We love giving stuff away. All right. Good luck, everybody.
Who do we got? Who do we got?
John Pomfret. Another person that I've never seen in our live chat. So we shall see. So John Pomfret, if you're watching, make sure you hit me up on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or whatnot. Just look for Lords of Long Box. All right. One more.
Emerald Knight got a fucking shadow.
This is the 9.6 Department of Truth. Nice. All right. Jenny Frieson. Full screen here. I wish they could really do it like you could pick from his live. Hey, Emerald Knight.
There we go.
See?
I see
He's
him.
in the live chat, and he gets the one with the highest grade. Congratulations, Emerald Knight.
Congrats, man. Way to be.
All right. You know what? Let's do the. I have two more 9.6s. That I'll give away for the live chat. Right? Sounds fair, right? Yeah,
definitely.
So this one is going to be the grand prize winner. Actually, it's this is going to be the grand
Prospect.
prize
We
winner.
got someone definitely in the live chat, which is nice.
Nice. All right, this is for the grand prize winner. This is for the cover price mystery box. This is for the actually, we can do we're going to do 2 cover price subscriptions, one in the live chat and one for the grand prize winner. You also get the Grogu statue, which is 12 inches long. High, excuse me. And the here, I show you actually. I got the pictures. All right. God, why am I doing it so archaically? And we also, my man Otto is going to give something away too. We'll give this to somebody in the live chat. This is from our friends at 3 Men in the Basement. Otto's going to give this away. But we're also giving away, give it away now. This is going for the grand prize. Okay. So that's a 9.8. That is quadruple sign, boys and girls. Quadruple sign. And the other one is signed by Chris Claremont. That's the first appearance of Jamie Madrox, Multiple Man. You also get all the other accoutrements. So good luck to everybody. I'm going to run this one more again. Snobby Baker Janine. another person that I've never seen in the live chats, but I will contact them, and if they don't get back to me from within a week, next week I'm gonna give them back away again, and this time it will be in the live chat. So
I think you should give it up on the Shaker show. Give them till the Shakers. Come on, like 4 days.
Yeah, I'll give them on the Shaker show. I mean, because I'll message them.
Snobby's in here. Snobby's in here.
Who? Snobby?
Yeah, Snobby's right there.
Oh, all right.
There we go.
Congratulations, Snobby.
Snobby Baker Janine is in here.
All right, man, you got a bunch of stuff. So, Snobby, reach out to me. Hit me up on Instagram. Shoot me your email because I'll need your address to ship on not only these, but for KRS Comics to ship you stuff, for Geek Swag Shop to ship you stuff, and as well as Cover Price needs your email so you can get a free full-blown 6-month subscription to coverprice.com. So let's do this. Let's do some trivia in here. And Meeple Mothership, I haven't forgot you won the Department of Truth 8.5 for answering a question in the live chat that we did the other day. So that's still coming to you, brother. Okay.
What do we got?
What do we have?
Didn't you say you have another 9.6?
Yes, 9.6. I'm going to start the line. And the first person that answers this question gets the 9.6. And the question is, what is the name of Mikey Sutton's comic?
Who has been paying attention and watching this on a weekly basis?
There we go. John Longshot.
There it is.
Dreamwalker. Wow. Look, everybody's paying attention. And Mikey, you want to give him a signed copy of Dreamwalker as well?
I would love to do that, yeah.
There you go. So, John Longshot, you know how to reach me, brother. You just won a 9.6 as well as a Dreamwalker #1 signed by Mikey Sutton. Maybe I'll sign it too, because who knows? I may even appear in that comic. So
I wonder.
Let's give away Otto's comic. Right?
All right. Yeah.
Should be
show it off. Show them what they're gonna get.
All right. This is these are all the rage right now. Little negative variant from a man Otto from 3 Men in the Basement. You know
that's awesome. Beautiful.
You know how these are. Let me think. Let me see. Would Otto ask any question?
Yeah, he had a question.
All right. When Otto talks about his raw dogs, what is he referring to? Boom. Astro Wizard got it.
There we go.
There you go. Otto refers to Raw Comics as Raw Dog, and there's no sexual connotation whatsoever with it because somebody got offended because they Googled Raw Dog. You know what? If you Google something, you're going to find something offensive, right? If you're looking up a used rusty trombone that you want to buy, if you Google it, you're probably going to find something that you don't like. But is that it? I think that's it. Congratulations, everybody.
No more not Paper Girls. The Department of Truths.
Let me see.
We had 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Who won the 9.6?
I got John Longshot and Emerald Knight.
Okay. Yeah,
both have 9.6s.
Yeah, that's it. They are spoken for.
All right.
Appreciate you have time to answer the question, Mikey, or is it just
that's it? Time.
All right. If you guys have any questions in the live chat, feel free to holler at us, and we'll see what we can do. Oops. Six Face Comics, appreciate the $10 super chat, brother. Oh my God, it was so high up here. Here's the 10K. Sure enough, man. Eventually, once I hit 10K, I'll retire because I'll be like 60 years old.
I think you'll get there much sooner than that, Devo.
Yeah. We answered Nova last week.
No, but
here we go. Moonlight Comics wants some Comic-Con podcast buttons.
Yo, I got a whole bag. I give these out every time I sell on Whatnot. So,
all right, Michelle, he'll send it to you.
Hit me up.
How many you want?
Just hit me up on Instagram. We'll send.
All right, yep. But you have to wear it like a Flair from that one movie, right? So you have to just have button. You have to have good. You need more flair. Jennifer Aniston in that movie. Love that movie.
Actually, a decent amount of questions over here.
Let's see. Anything? Let me see. Is Howard the Duck getting a reboot?
In the comic books or in the
MCU?
Oh yeah, Howard the Duck is he was in Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, he's gonna be showing up on Disney Plus. Last I heard that they were thinking of having him on She-Hulk. Now I just have to wonder if they're going to adapt the Dan Slott angle where Howard the Duck is suing George Lucas for the movie he made. It'd be hilarious.
Little what if?
Wasn't Howard the Duck just? What was he just in the trailer for? Was it a game where Howard the Duck was in the Guardians of the Galaxy game?
2. Yeah. Well, no, he's in episode 2 of the What If.
The What If, yeah. So I meant, because I think if I can recall correctly, it was the guy from Robot Chicken did the voice of Howard the Duck. The redheaded guy, what's his name?
Seth Green.
Seth Green did the voice for Howard the Duck, and he was saying there was more scenes that were left out of the original Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Do you remember? Because he appeared in the first one. But I would think Howard the Duck is perfect for Hulu, right up there with because when you have like the MODOK series and kind of more adult animation, because for those kids who don't know, Howard the Duck, the original Howard the Duck, was not for the kiddies, right? I mean, hell, even the movie, he had sex with Back to the Future dude's mom.
Leah Thompson. Yeah.
Leah Thompson, yeah. She had sex with a duck in the movie, and it was
which is actually from the comic book, the magazine version of Howard the Duck.
Yeah. I mean, Howard the Duck smokes cigars. He's drinking. It's crazy. It's like this is one of the weirdest things ever, man.
Yeah, and he had a villain named Dr. Bong, which I was a kid.
Dr. Bong.
It went over my head as a kid. Right when I got older, I was like, "Oh my God, how did I not get that?" You know.
That's like Kevin Smith written all over it right there. Kevin Smith was probably like, "Damn, I wish I would have used that word."
Dr. Bong.
Yeah, Howard the Duck.
If there's one Howard the Duck book it's just back on, it'd be Dr. Bong's first appearance.
Yeah. I think this one we kind of know, but will we see Beta Ray Bill in Thor: Love and Thunder?
Yeah, quite possibly.
Yeah, I mean, he's been teased so much, the head, the statue, everything. I mean, eventually you got to bring him in. He's big in the Thor stories. I mean, you gotta bring him in, right?
I wouldn't be shocked if he shows up at the end to cliffhanger the next one.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's a question we get. I mean, okay. How exactly do you foresee Blade if they stick with a MCU PG-13 rating, a vampire movie with no blood? Who says they have no blood? But anyway, they can do it.
Well, if you saw that Captain America and the Winter Soldier episode, that was pretty brutal. And
they chop off a hand in every movie.
Yeah.
Literally, as an homage to Empire Strikes Back, they chop off a hand or arm in every single movie. And that What If series, oh my God. The zombie episode?
That was brutal.
I was not expecting them to do there.
Well, that's the thing, TiVo. There is a loophole in the rating system. If you're killing monsters, not real people.
Yeah.
So
that's true. That's why in the Avengers, when they take on the Chitauri and things of that nature, yeah.
You can have Blade cutting up these vampires. It's no big deal. Oh, it's a vampire anyway.
Yeah, exactly. This rumor. I think you posted this on your website. I'm not sure about Margot Robbie in the MCU.
Yeah, let me. I'm glad you asked this question, Eddie. And this was originally from Giant Freaking Robot. We covered their story that Margot Robbie wants. Who doesn't want to be in the MCU, right? Especially because she's having. I don't want to make too much of this, but she hasn't been too happy with the way her films have been promoted at DC Films. She feels that the marketing for Birds of Prey was bad. The marketing for the Suicide Squad was bad. I mean, Suicide Squad was a big flop, and Harley Quinn is a very popular character in terms of merchandising, right? All these girls that buy Harley Quinn.
She needs to be in a Batman movie. It's straight up, right?
But why isn't? I mean, the character is super popular, but why doesn't the films match the popularity of her character? So I wouldn't say she's angry, but she's been disappointed, and that's why she said a few months ago publicly said, "I want to take a break from Harley Quinn." So Marvel Studios wants her. Okay, they're not gonna. She's a good actress. She really is. Besides being beautiful and popular, she's a really good actress.
Telling you, Margot Robbie as Sue Storm. Boom.
Oh, boom, explosion, right?
I mean, if you're not going to get Emily Blunt, get Margot Robbie, right?
Get Margot Robbie. Can you know how big that would be? I mean, seriously. Yeah. So apparently she wants to be in the X-Men, and that's what she's looking at.
Emma Frost.
I think she's perfect at Emma Frost. I think she'd be awesome.
Yo, the Emma Frost that was in that X-Men First Class movie. Oh my gosh, she was horrible. The worst actress ever. So wooden.
But she's great on Mad Men, though. That's
right. Yeah, Mikey, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was the director or she's supposed to be just like.
I think the way it was written. On Mad Men, she was a perfect Sue Storm. If you saw her in John Hamm, it was a perfect Reed Richards. But for some reason, in that film, it was like, what happened to her acting here? She's January Jones. She's actually a good actress besides that.
Yeah, some of that could be the director, or some of them just like, I'm not really into this project.
That's probably
yeah. Here we go. I think we scooped this a while ago, but Anthony asked, notice X-Men 107 is spiking. Is there any news on the Starjammers?
I think everybody is specking on whatever first appearances are in X-Men right now, just in case. Starjammers is definitely a property that they're seriously looking at for the future. But people don't realize how big the X-Men is. It's not just the X-Men. It's all the spin-offs, like Alpha Flight, which you and I scooped years ago.
Yeah. I need to see full on Vulcan. I need to see the most powerful Summers, right? Vulcan kind of he's like almost a cosmic being at this point. I mean, Vulcan is I think he's like the younger brother of Scott Summers, or is he's a half brother or something like that, but he's definitely, I think Vulcan would be dope, but it's such a huge thing. I think it was John Campea who said that, Marvel should segregate, the X-Men from the MCU. And I
saw that.
That's ridiculous. You could sprinkle them here and there. You know what I mean? I mean, if you think about how big Endgame was and all the characters that were in there, albeit for, 15 minutes, but it's possible you can have X-Men show up. I mean, it's just like comic books. Characters show up in different titles all the time. You don't need the entire X-Men team to show up in one movie. It could be a couple of guys that just show up, just like Deadpool. Right, you had Colossus pop up in there.
Yeah, that's why I went on Sil Abdul's show and I called John Campea a poser, because how can you be a comic book fan and not want to see the X-Men with the other characters like we did in the comics? Remember when the X-Men had Doctor Strange team up in the annual? I mean, come on, why would you not want to see that?
Avengers versus X-Men is a huge crossover potential AVX, as well. I meant, so.
But regarding Starjammers, obviously we know that James Gunn, this is his last Guardians of the Galaxy. But couldn't you have that like as a Guardians of the Galaxy fighting against the Starjammers, and that's just that's like a tease to like the X-Men realm. Doesn't have to be X-Men movie, right?
You know what? I mean, you got it. That's actually a cannonball. So.
Oh, well, in that case, hold on a second. Look at Justin preempting cannonballs, man. All right.
That's good.
Is this a cannonball or is this a bomb?
Yeah, it's a cannonball.
Cannonball.
Okay, this is a cannonball. All right.
I'm Robert Kirkman. Keep digging in those long boxes.
Wrong one.
Awesome.
He just looks like Ron Burgundy. Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
Okay, so I'm going to explain this very carefully in case I get misinterpreted by some whatever website is watching right now, because that happens sometimes. Okay. Guardians of the Galaxy will end with the Volume 3. I mean, James Gunn is ending it. I mean, it's going to end with him. They could continue the different director, but I'm hearing you're not planning on doing that. Basically, Starjammers will fill in the void that the Guardians are leaving. Of course, it ties in with the whole X-Men thing, but they really like the Starjammers. It's
because
a
they're
way of doing Star
literally
Wars.
space pirates, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
they're not really good or evil. They kind of hustle, do their thing, and they're.
Yeah.
Here's a DC reference for you guys. Like, they remind me of the Omega Men.
Yes, totally.
Right, the Starjammers remind, because there's the furry guy, the cat lady, or whatever the hell it was. But of course, I mean, if they do like Scott Summers, if you think about the parallels, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who is Star-Lord's father, right? Ego, right? If you think about who's Scott Summers' father, it's Corsair, and who doesn't have powers, but he's been in outer space all this time. So I mean, they could tell totally different stories. I mean, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, all I know is when X-Men come to the MCU, that's going to be the big thing. That's the shoe that I don't know. What do you think is bigger coming to the MCU, FF or X-Men?
I think X-Men, mainly because there's so many different branches. You have the Wolverine franchise that goes along with it. So
because Wolverine is basically their Wolverine and Spider-Man are kind of like their Batman.
Exactly. And then you have Storm and like obviously unless she gets along with Shuri, I mean, I don't know how they're gonna have the Black Panther romance in there. But it just reminded me of something to you, Omega Men. You remember all the sex and nudity in that comic book?
Yes. There was like stripper felines or something like that. They were like these weird cat people. It was a really weird comic. Omega Men was a really weird comic, man. And I don't know if it was on an adult title or whatever, but it was definitely not for kids. Because my cousin was really big into Omega Men because he was a big X-Men fan back in the 80s. He goes, "You got to peep out Omega Men. It's kind of like the X-Men." I said, "Dude, this is nothing like the X-Men, bro. This is totally wild. This is some crazy stuff." Yeah. All right, Red Ranger, we'll answer your questions. Just keep on asking it, man.
Also, no, T-Bo, for your memory banks here, do you remember a film from '84 called The Ice Pirates?
Yes.
That's always reminding me of Starjammers, right?
Or Battle of the Stars. What was that movie?
God.
Battle of the Stars.
Battle Beyond the Stars.
The spaceship had like boobies.
Battle Beyond the Stars, was it?
Yeah.
There was that in Star Crash too.
Yeah. Everybody wanted the next Star Wars film, right? I mean,
I know. They're dying.
Remember the Black Hole film from Disney?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We had that book on our top 10 on our Shakers or top 10 list. Like, people were buying the first I think it was the first appearance of the Black Hole, and it's like some issue of Disney Comics number 4.
Wow, that's deep,
it came out like a year after the comic book did. So I mean, that was Disney's attempt trying to make a Star Wars film. And even had like they even had an evil robot, and they had a goofy robot too, even little droids. You know what I mean? All right. So Red Ranger asks, if Marvel fully gets back the rights to Spider-Man, will they discard the Spider-Verse as an alternate universe? And who is in line to direct the college trilogy? Ooh.
Well, Sony's going to do it for them. I mean, they are. It'll be the Sonyverse in the multiverse. Is how they're going to put this. So technically, the Sonyverse does exist in the MCU, but it's adjacent to the MCU. So Amy Pascal, the producer, actually spoiled this years ago. Like that one day that she shocked Kevin Feige, where she was saying, "Oh, it's all set in the MCU." You know that meme with the look on his face. Then she goes, "Oh no, it's adjacent to the MCU." You just spoiled No Way Home. because that's where it's going to be explained. Don't know who's going to make a college trilogy. The name, I heard gossip, but there's no talks yet, but gossiped about by insiders. Like, hey, what if Sam Raimi did the college trilogy? So I don't know. I guess it depends on how well Doctor Strange does. But my gut feeling is somebody new.
First two Spider-Man films were great. From what I've read and understood, that the studios got involved with Spider-Man 3 and they really shit the bed on it by adding Venom and Sandman and everything. I mean, emo Peter Parker and all that weird stuff. But Spider-Man 2 is arguably one of the greatest, top 5 comic book movies of all time.
Incredible film.
It's a great film. It's Sam Raimi at the height of his powers. Doing Spider-Man. So, Sam Raimi, I think he would love to get a mulligan and say, you know what? This wasn't my idea for Spider-Man 3. Let me do my own Spider-Man in his college years and see what happens. So, there you go.
Yeah, plus, Kingpin in the second one. So, get in
Didn't we tease this last week about Keanu Reeves? Keanu Reeves played the Silver Surfer in the MCU. I don't think we ever answered this, did we?
I don't think we ever did. They threw so many offers at him. So, I don't know. The Ghost Rider one keeps sticking though, TiVo. It keeps sticking.
Now,
Johnny Blaze thing, it keeps coming back. Won't go away.
Now, I don't know if you can tell them this, but who does the Keanu Reeves camp want him to be in?
There's a lot of leaning towards Ghost Rider. There really is. That's probably why it keeps coming back.
Did he want it to be in a Shang-Chi sequel?
That's something that's from the MCU side.
Yeah.
But he does want to participate in that franchise, though, so we'll see where this goes.
That or Norman Reedus from Walking Dead as Ghost Rider?
He'll do anything for Ghost Rider.
Bro, he already drives around a motorcycle in that damn show. I mean, I think he could do it. Is it Norman Reedus? Is that his name?
Yeah, you're right. Yep,
yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, I think he would be a kick-ass Johnny.
Johnny Blaze,
what if Nick Cage is like, hey, I want to come back? Sorry, that was my Keanu.
Give him a cameo in Doctor Strange, Why not?
They make Nicolas Cage Mephisto.
Oh God, there you go.
Or just to be his normal.
Actually, you know what? I would love to see that. He'd be crazy enough to pull it off, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, there was this new movie called Pig that's really crazy as well.
Yeah, so, I've been hearing great things about it. Actually.
And that's a Nicolas Cage film. I mean, Nicolas Cage runs the gamut. He's not afraid. He doesn't take himself too seriously. You know what I mean?
Have you seen Vampire's Kiss? Did you never see that?
No.
He played a vampire, or he wanted to be a vampire. He ate a fucking cockroach, like a real live. Twice. I mean, he ate 2 roaches. That's crazy.
That's dedication, or just craziness.
But
he
my
wasn't
mom
a movie.
won't see any film he's in because of that. Like 30 years later, he ate a roach. I will not watch his movie. So.
Yeah, he did do a recent movie. I do believe it was called Muay Thai, which was like a weird ripoff of Mortal Kombat, which is awful. Not even awful good. It's awful. It is true. I think it's called Muay Thai. And the irony is there's hardly any Muay Thai in it. Muay Thai is Thai kickboxing, and there's no, I don't know why they call it Muay Thai. It's the weirdest. No, I'm sorry. My bad. It's called Jiu-Jitsu. Okay. There's no Jiu-Jitsu in it at all whatsoever. All right. Nobody's in a headlock. Nobody's in a triangle. Nobody's in a Kimura. I was like, but they just called it jiu-jitsu for a reason. And Nicolas Cage kind of plays that character from Mortal Kombat, who's the sage one. I'm talking about the lightning. Kung Lao. He plays that character, and he just gets some random fighters to fight, and it's called jiu-jitsu, and there's no jiu-jitsu in it. I'm not saying the whole film needs to be people grappling, but as an MMA fan, I'm like, come on, throw me a bone here. Give me an arm lock, give me a Kimura, give me a something. I mean, it was pretty bad. All right, Eddie Gomez, persistence pays off. Eddie Gomez asks, what about a Gambit movie?
Yeah, it's not happening. They're still developing him for the Disney Plus show. Like a modern western. I skipped it on Lords of the Long Box a while back. It's still in development.
Yeah, I mean that's been in one of those films they call development hell.
Yeah.
I mean, Magic Mike was attached to it for a while. He wanted to produce it, and I'm not sure the Channing Tatum can pull off a Cajun accent. You know what I watched again the other day? X-Men Origins with the Ryan Reynolds as the kind of weird Weapon X character, and the guy that played Gambit
today. Oh.
No, the guy that played Gambit was kind of cool, actually. You know what I mean? The movie didn't make sense where he just shows up out of nowhere, but, he has his staff and everything. I mean, he was also in that movie John Carter from Mars, I think.
Yep.
Is that the same actor?
Yeah, same actor.
Yeah. I mean, he did perfectly, and he did no Cajun accent. Apparently everybody can do a British accent, but they can't do a Cajun accent, so there you go.
It can be easier, right?
Stick him in New Orleans for
exactly
6 months.
There you go. It was Raiden. I'm sorry. Yeah, Nicole nailed it. It was Raiden is the one with the.
I didn't hear the lightning. I just heard this. You were just like spinny hat.
No. I mean the guy that came down with all the lightning in the most
right.
recent one. And then the first Mortal Kombat, it was a European actor to play him. Was just awful. It was just awful. After you see Shang-Chi and then you look back at like Snake Eyes and Mortal Kombat, you're like, this is not good fight choreography. You know what I mean? It's just sound like no. I can't even start on Snake Eyes. The camera's angles are just awful editing. I mean, you got guys that have, acting. They can do choreography. Why not give them a good fight choreographer? That's just how important fight choreography is. So there you go. Here's another one. We'll go one of the last few ones. I think we expected this a long time ago. Any news on Sleepwalker?
Not for a while. I haven't heard anything new on it. A lot of it's because, Kevin Feige took over Marvel Television. He's got his own ideas for the horror brand. So I haven't heard anything new on it lately.
Yeah. Sleepwalker is kind of an interesting character where he kind of pops every now and then in the MCU, or excuse me, in the Marvel comics. Yeah, here you go. Christopher Lambert played Raiden. He was awful. If you don't know Christopher Lambert, he also played the dude in Highlander. Who's supposed to be Scottish, by the way. He does not have a Scottish accent. So when he's on screen with James Bond there, what's his name? Sean Connery, and he does this really weird accent that's supposed to be Scottish, and it is not Scottish at all whatsoever. We'll get one more question here. Wow, this is a big one. I don't know if we can answer this, but we'll try, man. Because this is a huge day that's coming up. Will Marvel announce their 2024 movies on Disney Day? Disney Day is in November.
Yeah. No, they will not. It's all Disney Plus stuff. So unless a Disney Plus movie, they're not going to be announcing, like the Fantastic Four or something like that.
So you think Disney Day is really to hype up Disney Plus as opposed to just Disney, all the movies and everything?
Yeah, no, they're going to show our first footage of Moon Knight, which I think is going to blow up.
Oh, it will.
Like, it's a week after DC fandom. Can you imagine, TiVo, if DC fandom doesn't really have that much to show? Then you have Moon Knight like a week later, like a preview.
Well, I mean, I remember DC fandom last year, and then Disney Investors Day blew everybody's mind away when they showed all the different shows that they were doing. One last question before we go. Is Miss Marvel from the Disney Plus series going to be an Inhuman in the MCU, or will her origins be changed?
That is an outstanding question, Alex. He's from the Geekosity group. When I scooped Miss Marvel on your show, TiVo, as a Black Knight, I remember it was so painful not being able to take credit for it. Oh,
now you can.
No, I can. At the time, they were planning on making her Inhuman. I don't know if that's still the case, because obviously it evolved from there, so I'm not sure if they're keeping it. Most likely they will, but you never know.
Yeah, to me, it's like I'm Kevin Feige. I bury the Inhumans in the back of people's minds as much as possible, and I don't even talk about Inhumans for another 5-6 years because of how bad the TV show was. And I refund people. I refund everybody who paid to go see it in IMAX. Do you remember that? There was an Inhumans IMAX release.
I saw it. I was there. I saw it in IMAX. Yeah.
The movie was the brightest movie I've ever seen because they filmed it in Hawaii. It was like no darkness or anything, no shading. I mean, if you look at the Gotham does a good job of kind of making things kind of gritty and, aesthetically dark. My God, the Inhumans were so bright. It was like, okay, we get it. You can do digital effects to make things, not so damn bright because you're filming in Hawaii, for God's sakes. Scott Buck. Oh, God.
I watched it in IMAX. It was me and my cabbie in the whole theater. That was it. No one else there.
Were you by yourself?
I was like with my cab driver. I took my cab. And then he had.
So you had to actually pay somebody to see the movie with you. That's how bad it was.
I did. Exactly. Yeah. Oh. And he didn't know it was a TV show. So when it ended, like that's it. That's it. There's not a TV show. We know this is the first 2 episodes of the show. So it was like, what the hell was that?
Yeah. I don't know if I should ask this.
It was bad.
I want to ask a question. I'll just make it. I'll give you a multiple choice. Something or nothing.
Okay.
Tom Hardy taking a picture with a Spider-Man No Way Home hat on.
Uh-huh.
And the real options are it's something or it's nothing.
It's something.
There you go. So there you go. There's a picture that he takes. You know what? These actors, they don't. If you guys think they're tweeting by themselves and everything, no. Those are social media
they're not. No.
They have their own staff that does this for them to keep them on brand, right? For him to take a picture with a Spider-Man Far From Home, and I think it's a No Way Home cast member hat at that. So. I don't know. Put 2 and 2 together.
Somebody was telling me, he probably just got one. And you have no idea how celebrities are. They run such a tight ship with their publicity departments. No,
put it this way, they won't wear anything unless somebody pays them for it. They're like, you know what? You think they really like you? Or like, look, if I'm gonna take my picture from my knees up because I don't want to show that I'm wearing Nikes because Nike isn't giving me any money. It's called sponsorship, right? So when why pick that hat? You know what I mean? So there you go.
Let me tell you something. I have a lot of celebrity friends, and whatever they post on Instagram or Facebook, they're very careful about it. Even the stuff that they like, they're very careful about it.
Especially nowadays. Nowadays.
And I'll be honest with you, just on TV show, I'll go ahead and admit this. I'm the same way. If you're seeing something on my Instagram you think is random, it's probably not random. Like if I post a comic book cover on my Instagram story, there's something to it, okay? It's not just, I like this cover. Okay, I'm hinting at something. I can't say it, or I'm putting a little shout outs. You might want to check this out, guys, Just I learned from them, and because when you have a huge following, people are like analyzing everything that you do.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's frame by frame.
Frame by frame, right?
Yeah.
Especially something as big as him wearing a No Way Home hat. Come on. That was not random.
Yeah. So go Google it. Tom Hardy. How cool is Tom Hardy going to the Venom premiere with his dog? Just t-shirt and jeans and his dog. He's like, what's up? I'm here to see a movie. You know what I mean? That's dope, man. All right. That's it, boys and girls. We kept you captive for an hour and a half. Mikey, where can they find you?
GeekOutCMag.com, and I'll be here again next Sunday.
We're going to do this every Sunday, boys and girls.
More letters, and you never know. I might get an LTS. Who knows? I know how popular those are. So obviously more cannonballs are coming.
All right. Justin, any last words?
Just dropped a link for the Comic-Con podcast. The latest episode was just up on Friday, so check us out, both myself and Zach, on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple iTunes. Of course, that's our weekly podcast. And thanks, everyone, for being here. Thanks to the 7,000 subscribers, and look forward to another 1,000 right around the corner. Hopefully, we can get 8,000 soon.
Yeah. Before we go, shout out to our new sponsor, MySlabs.com. You can sell all your slab collectibles on there for a 1% flat rate, and you just have to pay for the regular PayPal fees. So here you go.
Tired of paying 10%, 15%, or more to sell your cards, comics, and digital collectibles? How does 1% sound? Too good to be true? Well, not anymore. MySlabs.com is the web's premier user-driven marketplace for buying and selling slabbed cards, sealed wax, and now, slabbed comics and digital collectibles. So the next time you're forced to pay 10% or more to sell something from your collection, head over to MySlabs.com and join the 1% revolution.
Legends of the universe. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
Now that's a name I've not heard. Laugh it up, fuzzball.
In this you shall know that the Lord is update.
Shake and bake and pull it back.
In this you shall know that the Lord is update. In this you shall know that the Lord is update.
Go on and get some, boys. What the heck is the deal? I'm the best there is.
In this you shall know that the Lord is update.
What's in the box?